Pat Mannix from Paris Financial here, talking about growing small businesses, and this time we're talking about operations. Operations is where your passion or your motivation should lie, and it is as simple as that. So I'm not talking about your ultimate hobby or things that kick you off in everyday life. So I'm motivated by Manchester United in the soccer in England. I love my Tigers footy club, and locally here the Blackburn Footy Club. However, when you talk about business, I'm talking about what gets you motivated to get up in the morning and get into it. Are you passionate about that? And that is the heart of the operations of a growing small business. And I'll give you an example. So when I get a potential client comes in to Paris Financial, talk about it with the partners once we've spoken to the potential client, and they've got structuring issues for tax. What I'm motivated about is writing down all of the information, spreading it out, looking at it and thinking and saying, how can we get the best tax result for this person? How do we structure it? Where are the cash flows going? How much do they pay at the end of the year? How much are they paying at the end of 5 years? And what's going to happen when they sell that business? To try and get that picture all within a half an hour to an hour of thinking about it and slicing and dicing it. That is the core of the operations and what's built off in our business here at Paris Financial. I'm motivated by that sort of work and passionate about it. And that is the core of the operations of a business. From there, with the growing small business, everything starts to flow. So if you've got some passion and motivation, processes start to build out of what you're building as a business. HR builds out, and all the different parts of the business build out from the operations. I'll give you another example of someone looking at going into a small business and where they need motivation and passion. I will get someone coming in to talk to us about business, and they're saying, I want to go and open up, for example, a cafe. So they'll talk about it, and I'll say to them, look, have you ever run a cafe before? Do you know all about it? And sometimes the answer is no. So my questioning back to them is quite simple. Look, go and work in a cafe for 3 to 6 months for nothing, because you've got to find out whether you're motivated and passionate about getting up in the morning and creating the guts or the operations of a cafe. And quite a lot of people in my career and my experience have said, look, I just want to go and buy a cafe. And that is the answer to a doom business, because they're not prepared to put in 3 to 6 months to see if they're motivated and passionate about the operations of a cafe. So when it comes to a growing small business, the operations of the business, if they're going well in behind it, any sort of business, you will find that there's someone super motivated and passionate about what's going on in that business. And as I said, all the other services and all of the other building processes and things around that business come from the heart of the operations of the business. So what's your motivation and passion for growing a small business? Because if it ain't quite there, don't do it. The operations of a growing small business. Find your passion, find your motivation. You can grow it and things can bloom. See ya.